Alright, what's up? We're gonna continue with Soulstone Survivors. Again, I picked this one up during the picked up the demo during Steam Next Fest and really like this one, so happened to be on sale during the Steam sale, so picked this one up. And I think I made a good decision. So I think we're gonna continue with what we tried the last two games, which is going for I believe it's Shockwave with the area modifiers, multicast, and then cast frequency being what we prioritize, and then everything else kind of building around some of the physical skills. So let's do that one. So again, with the warrior, it starts off a tiny bit slow leveling until we get some of the magnetic modifiers going. But that shouldn't take too long. Again, let's see here. We're gonna do Bloodlust to get the cast frequency. And what we're really hoping for is I believe it's Shockwave is what we want. But we'll take Stomp after that if that doesn't show up. Got our first ranged enemies. Merciless. We're looking for, if we do a passive, we're going to look for something like a burn or a bleed damage, and then fragility after that. I will take wound. So we got our first health node up there. And again, outside of the health nodes, I haven't seen much reason to kind of expand past the kind of the general area that you're in, except for to kind of go look for help. But maybe in the later levels, they introduce something where it's like, oh, you know, there's a quest or something like that you need to go get to actually make you move. Let's see. None of these really excite me, so I'll probably replace whatever. Yeah, we'll do weakness. I'll probably replace this one. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I changed my mind here. Once I saw there was like a cluster of bombs, I was like, no, we could work with this. Would really like magnetics. We're good on movement speeds, we're gonna go with burn. So, we'll probably look for the seismic totem, and it's not giving us anything that I actually want. I'm going to stick with physical. We'll go with Titan's Cleaver. So slash enemies in front of you dealing 402 damage, multiplied by your armor power. Yeah, I didn't think I would like Cluster, but I think we have to see if it's affected by the area modifier. So that could be pretty cool. Critical damage chance, we'll do that one. I did the again, I did the prologue. I played the prologue for well longer than I should have. Like I said, I found it during the Steam Next Fest. I found the prologue for this game. Let's see, hold on a second. Piercing Shout, weakens all nearby enemies. Flurry, quickly throw daggers. Piercing Shout might be better later in the game. So let's do that now, see if we can power it up a little bit. So I did the prologue for a long time after this. I wasn't paying attention. I think, I don't know if that boss dropped those bombs, or if it was the other enemies. Let's see. damage increased. Definitely doing that one. Infected by this one, Bloodlust and Piercing Shout for lasting. So this does mean that we'll be kind of looking at, if we keep the, I think it's Titan's Cleaver, we will be doing some of the armor. I normally don't do the armor because I haven't needed to do it this for this character so far. We might have to do that one. Yeah, okay. So this one's physical too. But I want to, yeah, let me keep it straight. Physical here. Let's do subdue. So this is not, unfortunately, not the build that I'd like to be running, but we're going to see how this goes. Again, I would really like to do the Shockwave area modifier and multicast and then frequency. Let's do this one. I mean, I say that I don't want to run this well, but I'm not upset with what I've got so far. And that's what I do like about this one. Every time I use second burn, what do I have that applies burn? Is it just... Okay, I have a passive that does burn, and maybe the bombs? I don't know. What I do like about this one is that it doesn't really seem to punish you to switch skills out. Like, obviously your modifiers may not impact the skills you switch to, but it's like late in the game, if I think, okay, one of these isn't working out, I don't feel bad about switching it out. Body Slam, Heroic Strike. I like the Confused from Heroic Strike. So we're gonna actually no. This is gonna replace with the power up. Do I want to replace? I want to replace. I'm gonna replace Subdue. Although I do like the bleed on that one, but we'll switch it up to one of these. So I have my. What do you see here? Free full strikes, expansive, blah 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 blah. Doom, common power. I don't know if it's this level, but it seems like I'm taking a little bit longer to unlock the boss. Alright, he almost got me there. Block power, so we will do that one because that increases my Titan's Cleaver. Slam. Why not? It's rare. So now we have something else that implies burn. Oh, this is a tough one. This is not fair. Alright. Increase the damage modifier, Bomb Barrage. Increase duration. We will do the weakness one. It's purple. You can't say no to purple. I would like a. I know it'd be completely cheating, but I would like a pocket or something like that where you can store one of those cards. It's like, oh, like, you know, maybe think on this one. For like 3 levels or something like that. Let's see, epic power, increase the area modifier for all your skills by type lasting. We'll do this one because it's epic. I think normally I would pick the damage increase, but we'll do that one. So I can keep them in a weakened state for longer. That's the same thing as a DPS buff, right? Okay, so now we get another do Venus. Got another red. So again, because I'm new, like, I don't know if there's any reason for me to kind of be walking around here. Like if I'll find other rooms by walking around. So we'll see. Love to see the debuffs. I get in the habit of just spinning around just because, again, when I had the shockwave. I'm calling it a shockwave. I think it is shockwave, but it's one of the. I got caught in explosion there. But with the multicast and the shockwave, like you could just spin around like this, and if you had enough multicast, you could get like 2 or 3 of them in an arc, and it was wonderful, especially when you've got the area modifier. And that's definitely going to be my preferred build with the Barbarian. Took a few hits, probably will throw some poison here. Nothing that I want to switch to. So normally I've been running with I guess it's the spike bombs or whatever the trap version of those bombs are. And that was actually pretty cool, but I'm actually not upset with the cluster anymore. So they would definitely change my mind about that. See, there's that confuse when that enemy kind of just froze like that. This is why I like Heroic Strike. I picked Leviathan. I did not need to pick Leviathan. Generally, I don't like things that slow me down. So we've got plenty of options for help. I will probably pick up a movement speed to reverse that Leviathan next. There's no real choice here, right? Increase the multicast chance of Skill Titan Cleaver by an additional 60%. Yes, please. Shockwave Totem. Now this one is, I really do enjoy the Shockwave Totem, but we'll skip it this go around. So this one is all your skills. So let's do this one. I don't know how that'll affect the skills that I currently have, but we'll try it out. So actually, let's keep an eye on the cluster bomb there to see if that area got bigger. It doesn't seem like it so far. Now, okay, what we got. Again, I don't know if there is a cap, and I don't know if I'm reaching that cap if there is one. So we're gonna keep sacking the piercing shout buff. Okay, I can't keep taking piercing shout buffs. Let's do fragility. That is a large area. of a large area to get out of again. So it doesn't seem to go all the way to the edge of that area, which is nice. But I don't know how that would work if you've only got the one dash. Like, it seems like that's something, this is a particular attack that would be troublesome with only one dash. Shockwave, okay. Here's my shockwave. Alright, let's do it. What are we going to get rid of, though? We've got that legendary for Titan's Cleaver. What are we going to get rid of? It's actually harder than... I like Heroic Strike because it's confused. Let's do... Yeah, let's actually get rid of Bomb Barrage. It applies weakness. So I don't like that, but I like the Shockwave. So now we can kind of transition to see if we can get some multicast. And again, for my 4 out of the 5 bosses in, and I feel completely comfortable switching skills. Cast frequency, that's what we want. And what you'll see with the cast frequency, the shockwave here, and multicast, this becomes pretty powerful. Let's see, piercing, bloodless. Don't really need it, but here we go. Let's just put that out of the way. I got hung up on something. Suction Bomb, Stomp. We're good with what we have. Even though I did do this Stomp and the Shockwave combo last go, and that worked out pretty well. Well, let's see. Let's do Expansive. Person laughed at me. Dang, did I hear him laugh? Who's this person? Get out of there. Don't want any part of that. As I drop below 100, I will try to get towards that health. Dash the wrong way. Got him. Like how it just lets you keep leveling up even when you're done. But I think it's because you can take these with you if you choose to go down in the portal there. Which I do not know the penalty for. I think right now I'm just trying to do runs to level up. Actually, no. Okay, there's no red here. What is a don't know what the red one means. So let's skip. Alright, so let's look at the damage that we did. So, Bomb Barrage. Out of all of that, I had Bomb Barrage for a good portion of that run, and it only did 273,000, so I will probably be skipping that one next time. Let's see, fastest time, faction stripper on map. Okay, alright. Alright, so let's level up. We hit Prestige 10, so that means we have an unlock for better axes here. But we need to find some more, I guess, stones. I don't know what those are. Let's figure that out in a second. How much do we have? We got 10,000. So we didn't make as much that time, and it took us longer to do it. So that may mean that we're kind of reaching the point where we need to level up our character to kind of speed up that time. So let's see. 50,000 increases the rank power of all your characters. So let's tilt that. 2,000, 4,000, 12,000, so we can't do that one. Let's do crit chance. And we'll do our damage modifier. Done there. Let's see. Movement speed. We'll probably do some health next go around. Just make sure we didn't spend anything that we needed, so we just need to find those stones. So let's see what level. And yeah, this could use a little bit more contrast over here. Like I have trouble seeing this, at least that I'm selecting something else. So like an outline over these would be nice. So this one would give us the stones that we need. Yeah, so what ends up happening, if we go back and let's fight. So now by default we're here, and it kind of takes a second because there's no real highlight over the thing that's changing. It's a little bit difficult to see sometimes. So lifeless void. So we know that we're here under the Courses of Void, and then kind of pressing left on the D-pad here brings us back over to the level select menu. But again, it's only a very slight lighting effect here on these rectangles here. Like an outline would be great. So I don't know if there's like an accessibility option that we put outlines over these, or if they could just change it to an outline. That would be pretty cool. But let's see. But yeah, once you select the level, again, it puts you back over here in Curses of the Void. So in my case, like I just want to quickly select these levels to see which ones give me the thing that I need. But every time it puts me over here, and it takes me a second to realize that that's what it's done. All right. So all right. Let's fight here because we want these. What are these called? Oh, it's iron. Well, that's easy. We want this iron. Let's start multicast early, excuse me, and then we'll do possibly some fragility next time. I think we're going to hope we can get that shockwave build going again. If not, we may try a lightning build. Starting good. Shockwave totem. Before that. And with a shockwave totem, we can cluster them here, and that should, yeah, I think that attacks the closest enemy. So So again, as we cluster, we can take care of the stash over here, and Shockwave Totem and do the rest. We got 3 now. Yeah, cast frequency. This is looking pretty good so far. So at least in the prologue, which I played last, there was the option of blocking powers. Your critical strikes have 1% chance of applying wound. Wound applies 50%, they will be in. Anytime you apply effects. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. So this is a buff for my debuffs then. We'll take that. What is that? I don't like this field. We will take Shockwave, of course, because we are here for Shockwave. Increase the multicast chance of all your skills of type Slam. Great, so we've got our Totem and our Shockwave for that. And we might as well pick up Stomp if it drops as well. We would like to see some magnetic. Like what I was saying is that I think in the prologue at least there was a way to upgrade so you can block certain powers from showing up. You have a 100% chance to deal a critical strike on enemies at full health. Yep, definitely taking that. That's an instant crit the first time you hit an enemy, and if that happens to be Shockwave, or some of your other high hitting attacks, that is pretty powerful. Body Slam, it's a 1.6 times your maximum health, is 600 times 1.6, so that's pretty cool. But we're going to take Heroic Strike because we want that confused. If we can keep them confused and stunned in time for them to be hit by a Shockwave or multiple Shockwaves, I can see that poor bat found out what happens when you hit the Shockwave. And see, this is what I was talking about. In this case, I think it was like 4 minutes or so before I got the first boss in the last level. And this one I got there in 2. Let's do cast frequency. Magnetic, if we're doing that. Might as well do Stomp. So what I haven't encountered yet are enemies that are resistant to certain attacks, which I hope that's not a thing. Like especially like in this case, I've got a very physical build, so if I encountered like a physical resistant enemies, that would be problematic. But I haven't encountered that so far, so we're going to keep going with what we got. Do our Totem. Again, what we're looking for here is frequency and area. That's our passives. Piercing Shout, Body Slam. I want to do Piercing Shout. Skip this. Yeah, excuse me, we're not really complaining about skills. We're not going to do any movement modifiers unless it's the only obvious option. Let's see here. Your damage modifier by 5%. And again, like I said, if they would drop the size of these cards here and then lower them a bit, they would have space for the boss name. Let's do think we need a few more debuffs here, so let's do I got dashed into something. Maximum health by 15. You see how fast that boss went down. That's what we're here for. So at this point we're going to prioritize area as the passive when it drops. But that's really going to fill out how large our shockwave is. Speed, reduce damage, really powerful strikes. No, we're not going to do this. I fell into that trap last time where I just on color alone I picked the Leviathan. I'm not going to do that. Doing pretty good here. Block power. What do we have? We don't have Titans clear, so we don't have to do block power. So let's skip that one. We'll do our totem damage increase. Let's see, increase your movement speed modifier. Yeah, we're going to do Relentless. We're not really hurt for speed here. Especially since we have that second dash now. Brutal Strikes. Yeah, we're doing that one. Duration of our fearsome shout. And it can't get stronger, make your enemy weaker. If you saw that chunk of damage that just went off that boss, that's why I love this build so much. Increase the damage modifier per heroic strike by additional 45. Obviously we'll take that one over those two commons. Effect of swing, so yes, we will pick this one, and we will of course take stomp and heroic strike. Every time you attack a stack of bleed, there's a 50% chance of poison. The enemies aren't really living long enough to need the poison, so we're going to do our damage modifier. Like if I were having trouble getting the enemies to go down, maybe the additional debuff would be nice. We haven't really needed it. So used to be able to just run through and then dash at his. Yes to heroic strike. Yes to area of effect for sure. Again, that's where that little spin helps so much. They put out all the stops. Alright, let's see. has been contemplating taking that health. But again, not much can stand up to the shockwave there. Alright, common power damage. Yep. So that didn't look like a health boost. It's not. Alright. Legendary multicast, of course. Cast frequency, yes. Again, like even now, I've got one boss to go. Like if I wanted to replace one of my powers, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I really do love how it doesn't really punish you for switching it up. You do lose some of the power-specific buffs that you got, but it makes the fight against a lot of the buffs they have affect more than one type of skill, so it may not be as bad as you think. Very, very nice. I do also like it's just again once you get hit and they send you flying across the level. I've definitely been juggled quite a few times during the prologue while I was trying to figure things out. Decas. What is the red? I don't know what the red is. And do I want to pick it? What is the red? I wish it would tell you before you did it, because it's like this seems like a trap. Like if I pick this, am I going to just die? Let's look at that. Again, we're trying to level up here, so let's take a look at our Shockwave Totem. Was the star of the show at 3 million damage. Shockwave at 900,992. For Strike, Roar, and Stomp. Stomp didn't really do that much. And I think mostly because I was keeping my distance. So let's head back to the menu. How many iron do we need to do that for? Oh, we got a while to go. Alright, so we're gonna do... Is there another stage that does iron? So no. So it looks like we're going to be farming the caves of Dalzog. Did I pronounce that right? Dalzog? Alright. We're going to be doing any little cursors. Is there... So it's got a little exclamation point there, but it doesn't look like I can select... Let me get the mouse. Is the mouse? There we go. Duh. You do not have all curses enabled and will not be able to progress to the next curse level. Interesting. Alright. Curse intensity, select curses. Okay. Okay, so I think once I get a higher prestige, I'll try to. So maybe after I get enough iron to upgrade the axe, I'll try with curses. So we'll try this one for now. So I don't know if the iron only drops when you complete the level, or if random enemies have a chance to drop it. Because with the few levels that they have, it'd be nice to kind of be able to shake it up a bit and farm and do different levels, so you don't have to farm the same one over and over again. In this case, just with the expectation that the last boss drops iron, we get that as a reward for completing the level. But anyway, all right, cool. Magnetic, cast. Let's start with magnetic to see if we can't level up a bit faster. Pretty much going to be going for that shockwave build again. I guess maybe I should need to call it the shockwave totem build, because the shockwave totem did way more damage than anything else. We're doing multicast. I don't really need block power yet, so far that I've seen. Eventually we'll get some debuffs to apply, and that I think it doubles the duration of the debuff, or the effect as they call it. Shrapnel bomb. Pulling enemies in a large area towards its position, causing 246. Suction bomb, excuse me. Then the shrapnel bombs throw a bomb in front of you, dealing 324 damage in the area, then exploding 50 projectiles, does bleed damage. Let's do... Suction bomb would be better for shockwave if we get shockwave, because then we could target the area that the suction bomb dropped. I'm assuming if any of them survived that, they would have been pulled into there. Merciless. Again, I guess the enemies have so little health right now. They're not surviving the initial blast. Shockwave totem. No question. So I did play it's like the mage or the sorcerer class or whatever it was, and then the ranger class. Both of those are fun as well. I think I just prefer the barbarian. See here for effect. Yeah, we'll that really did, like, see how huge the suction bomb is now? What do we have here? We've got Stomp. Do we want to do Flurry instead? Like, Stomp really didn't do much last time. Let's do Flurry. So this is just me now just seeing how much explosions just happened. And just being glad that I was not in that. We'll do Piercing Shout for now. We'll replace that with Shockwave for drops. I haven't really seen the NABs being drawn into the blast area. Maybe I'm just missing it. Yes, blah, blah, blah. We'll skip that. Oh, okay, I saw that. It's just the enemies weren't strong enough just yet. Happening here. It's like they're pathing weird around that rock. just picked up iron, but from what? I should have picked the multicast. Here we go, here's Shockwave. Now the question is what, because I'm actually really happy with what I've got. And Flurry was actually pretty good. I mean, Selection Bomb is doing a lot, but let's skip it for now. We'll see after that. No, okay. We have 100% to do critical strikes. Yep, definitely Vicious Strikes. Vicious Strikes is one of my favorite buffs, passives in this game. Let's see, Flurry, Heroic Strike. I think we've upgraded Heroic Strike a bunch already, so let's do Flurry. We're going to skip this because we're happy with what we have. And we're going to do Air Effect for Heroic Strike. Powerful Strikes. We do increased duration. We're happy with what we have. We haven't needed block power, so we're going to do Fateful Strikes to give us another debuff. Where is our friend at here? Let's see. We will do we picked up Stone. Let's do increased potency. We'll do a health this time. Upgrades for Shockwave yet, but Totem is doing his job again. We're going to do Relentless. Damage increase. Did not mean to grab that health. Hopefully it stays around. We'll do Brutal Strikes. Here are these casters, because they will be problematic if we let them stay for too long. Strikes again. So again, if it's one of those things where the nodes, I'm collecting the nodes, and if they're dropping additional resources, then that's probably a reason to move around so you can kind of discover those. Did not need to do that. Again, I don't need it, so hopefully those stick around until I actually do need them. Yes, multicast. Let's see. We'll do magnetic. Yeah, I guess I'll have to research whether or not the resources that they show at the level select are a chance to drop in the level or a reward for finishing the level. Because if it's just chance to drop, that means I have to do this level, but if it's reward, then it means those other things may drop during other levels. I can kind of switch it up a bit. Got stuck on something there. Oh, this is a tough one. I need to go with the totem. Do flurry. We're good on health. I don't really want to slow them down, so we'll do health. Let's see, powerful strikes. Powerful strikes. We could use another dash. Yeah, so staying away from those little guys carrying the bomb. Or that will happen. Do critical damage. We'll start looking into doing the carry up on fire. Hopefully we'll go a bit more for the final boss. Alright, heroic strike. Just going to try to keep them around our the boss must have ran into our shockwave totems. Increased potency, piercing shout. We'll do that one. Yeah, do not like that fin being there. That's a bad sign. Is it actually getting me? This is going to be tough to get used to. Get it. Yes, please, here, real quick. We'll finally do block power because it doesn't matter, we're about to leave. Alright, so we're going to see if we have enough to level up. So again, our shockwave totem did the majority of the damage, even though we didn't get it until, I think, what, yeah, it's the second power up. So let's see, did 2 million damage, heroic strike did 1 million, shockwave did 772. Flurry did okay. Not the best, but I think Flurry is one where I'll skip it next time. Back to menu. Let's do that. Okay, we just barely have enough to do this upgrade here. What? Hold on a second. Minus 20% movement speed modifier? 15% to crit damage, 20%, I'm sorry, plus 20 to armor, 15% cast frequency modifier. So we move 20% slower, but we cast 50% more frequent, do more crit damage, and have more armor. I really don't like things that slow me down, but this is what we were working towards, so let's do it. So does that mean that's equipped? Let's look at our character here. Okay, next weapon. Unique skills, piercing shadows lock. So there are two things that are locked. So I didn't know this, is that each weapon has its own unique skills. How do I unlock those unique skills though? Minus 20%. So this is the default. So it's minus 20%. We're still 10% faster than other characters. But we've already put into runes, or excuse me, the skill tree, the faster movement speed by 15%. So we're not going to be as fast as we normally are, but we are still pretty fast. Achievements. What is this? Complete a total of 5 maps. Do 100% of the endless mode cycle 2. 100% of the overload mode cycle 1. Overload mode. I don't know what any of these mean. Alright. So how long have we been streaming here? We've been just an hour, so we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. We're going to pick up next level, doing some of the doing some of the curses for this one, and diving through that, and then trying to see if we can do some of those achievements by, I guess, doing the overload mode. But yeah, no. So this is the first time playing the non-prologue version of the game. Again, absolutely love the prologue. So much props to the studio for doing the prologue. Yeah, so this was fun. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.